Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GTW BRAWL. I'm your host, Infinite Fantasy, and we're here live at New England. Please welcome Director Charles Elliott. Damien, my son, I done all I could to protect you from them. I have done all I could to make you happy. On Dystopia, I have granted you the authority of a referee to call a singles competition between the Witch and Rebecca Troy. Now, as the director of GTW, I pride myself on being fair, even though a certain group of so-called old gods makes it difficult. As my son, and as a guest referee, you represent myself and thus GTW. Yet despite how you have expressed your discontent towards the old gods, you have favored one party over the other. So Damien, will you please come out here to explain yourself on your actions? Explain myself? I believe it was your own words, Father. Call the match as I wish. I did exactly that. Why should I explain myself? You are paraphrasing a bit, but yes, I did say that. I did say call it as you wish in a moment of emotion on my part. So let me ask you this, Damien. Why would you feel the need as a referee to call it the way you did? Why did you feel it was necessary to attack the witch and help someone who has held you hostage win the match? That is all I want to know, son. Why? You want to know why? Despite everything between me and the old gods, why would I help Rebecca Troy defeat the witch? Is that what you want to know? How about I ask you this? Why did you not respect me as a competitor in the ring? Damien, what are you talking about? You have never allowed me to fight my own battles. You enlist help, hire thugs to be my bodyguards. Treat me as a child. You are my own son, Damien. As your father, it's my job to keep you safe. You are going out there challenging Archangel again and again. He is a very dangerous man. The only reason you are still here is because every time you have gone after him, I made sure there was someone there to keep him from going too far. How far do you think Archangel would have taken it on Dystopia if Steven Dynamite was not in your corner? You claim to be unbiased, but that is not true, Father. You are overprotective. You either will not allow me to grow into my own potential, or you just don't see it altogether. Say whatever you will about Hercules, but at least he sees the real me. He knows I can be great, that I have the makings of a champion. Damien, he kidnapped you against your will, and in that time, he has gotten to know me better than you ever have. I am done being helpless. It is time I took control of my own destiny, and I know, through Hercules, I can. That is why, as of now, I pledge myself to the old gods. I don't believe it! Did I just hear what I thought I heard from Damien Elliott? He just turned his back on his father, Director Charles Elliott, and has just sworn his allegiance to Hercules and the old gods. What an incredible turn of events right here on Grand Tour Wrestling Brawl. I can only imagine what this is going to mean coming into Survivor Games this Sunday when we have the War Elimination match when the Old Gods take on Steven Dynamite, Dio Sebastian, The Witch, and their mystery tag team partner. Coming up next though, speaking of Survivor Games, we have a women's qualifying match with the Survivor Games Gauntlet as Kalina Jordan takes on Thea Hall next after this quick break.
is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Boynton Beach, Florida, Kalani Jordan.
Welcome everyone, we're live here at New England. We're about to have our qualifying match for the Women's Survivor Games Gauntlet match. As we got Kalani Jordan making her way to the ring, about to take on Thea Hale, who represents Chase University. The Survivor Games Gauntlet match will be an 8-woman gauntlet style no DQ falls count anywhere match. It'll start off with 2 competitors, with every 2 minutes a new competitor being added until all 8 are in the ring. The objective is to be the last woman standing and eliminate all 7 opponents through either pinfall or submission by any means necessary.
And her opponent, representing Chase University from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Thea Hale.
Here goes Thea Hale, who will be Kalani Jordan's opponent in this qualifying match. The winner will be going on to that gauntlet match this Sunday on pay-per-view, live streaming here at Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv. The show will be starting at approximately 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And I also want to add one more detail. The winner of the Women's Survivor Games Gauntlet match will become the new Women's Champion after the title has recently been vacated due to Brenda Bison suffering multiple fractured ribs a few weeks ago on Dystopia in the hands of Grand Tour Champion and World Heavyweight Champion Hercules, the leader of the Old Gods. And here comes the bell. Kalani Jordan using some unnecessary acrobatics and may have overstepped her measurements as Thea Hale takes advantage and right away going for the pinfall here. 1, 2, however, Kalani Jordan manages to kick out. There goes Jordan with a kick onto Thea Hale. She now has her back into the corner, stopping her down. Both women know what's on the line. The winner will have a chance to compete in the gauntlet match this Sunday to get the opportunity to become the Grand Tour Wrestling Women's Champion. This is all about championship gold right now. And now the 2 women grappling up in the middle of the squared circle. Kalani Jordan backing Thea Hale into the corner. The referee trying to break up the 2 women. And there's Kalani Jordan with a cheap shot right onto Thea Hale as she comes in with a flying right cross as she jumps right across the ring. And here she comes with a flying kick right across the face of Thea Hale. Kalani Jordan now grappling up as she goes to drag him. Thea Hale fighting back with those elbows to the ribs. And there she is with another big boot. Thea Hale now working on that shoulder. She slams it into the top of the ring canvas. And a drop kick right into the back of Kalani Jordan. Thea Hale now pulling Kalani Jordan into an armbar. Kalani Jordan trying to wrestle her way out. She goes for the shots to the face and frees herself from the submission hold. She goes for a grapple, but Thea Hale goes to the duck. Thea Hale with a counterattack. Kalani Jordan rolling out of the way and then brings Thea Hale into a suplex. And here she goes stomping away onto Thea Hale. Thea Hale, who is the cheerleader of Chase University, a tag team created by Andre Chase and Duke Hudson. It's usually Thea Hale in their corner cheering them on. However, Thea Hale is here facing Kalani Jordan alone in this qualifying match. She has her own ambitions in mind as she wants to become women's champion, but she has to defeat Kalani Jordan first before she can qualify for that gauntlet matchup. And here's Kalani Jordan with a split moonsault off the top rope. Go for the cover. And Thea Hale kicks out right before the 3rd count. Dana Jordan with a moonsault, springing off the second rope. She goes for a right cross. Thea Hale blocks and gets a kick to the sternum. And she throws Cleena Jordan right out of the ring. Thea Hale now on the top rope. Front splash 15 feet from the air off the top rope. Yeah. Cena now working on Jordan outside the ring. She now throws her back inside. And this match continues in the squared circle as Thea Hale goes for the pin. Then Jordan kicks out early though. Thea Hale gonna have to work on her opponent a little more to get that 3 count. And here's Thea Hale coming off that top rope, throwing all her body weight onto Cleena Jordan. Now she sizes her up, looking for the finisher move. And now she places Cleena Jordan into an armbar. Jordan not tapping out though, able to roll and kick her way out of the submission hold. Now going for an Irish whip into the corner. And here comes Cleena Jordan approaching Thea Hale with a Superman punch. What's Cleena Jordan here? He springs off and from across the ring, one end from the other, comes out out of nowhere with a missile drop kick. She definitely covered a lot of distance on that. An amazing maneuver by Cleena Jordan, who follows up with a shooting star press. 1, 2. However, it was not enough. As impressive it was, Thea Hale able to kick out. Thea Jordan now continues to work on the insult. He goes for the right cross. Thea Hale reverses. And she rolls her over into a pin. Will this be enough? 1, 2. Cleena Jordan kicks out on 2. Thea Jordan looked like she was about to go for a high-risk maneuver. She was intercepted by Thea Hale, who brings her into a German suplex. And now Cleena Jordan outside the ring. Thea Hale in pursuit on the top rope. And a cross body splash from the top rope outside the ring. The 2 women now fighting right in front of my announcer's desk. Thea Hale being thrown back into the ring. Thank goodness, that was a little too close for comfort on my end. And here comes Thea Hale going on the assault. Will this be enough? She's going for the pin. This is for the qualifying match. And Thea Hale wins. She'll be qualifying for the Survivor Games Gauntlet match for the women's division.
Here is your winner, Thea Hale.
Thea Hale now has a chance to compete for the Women's Championship this Sunday at the Survivor Games pay-per-view in the Gauntlet match against 8 other women. She is now going to be 6 of 8 women competing for that match. But don't go away, we still got more to come. Coming up next, we've got the men's qualifying match for the Survivor Games Gauntlet as Faarooq takes on Mike Bailey. But first, a quick 2-minute break. Damien, my boy, very well spoken out there. You did the right thing. I hope so. My father will never forgive me after that. You will never need his forgiveness, Damien. You are now one of us. Under my wing, I will help you ascend to a god. You will soon know ultimate power, and everyone here in GTW will respect Damien Elliot. Welcome to the fold, my apprentice. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. I will not let you down, my lord. I know you will not. Welcome back, everyone. Coming up, we have the men's qualifying match for the Survivor Games Gauntlet. coming up this Sunday, the winner of the Men's Survivor Games Gauntlet will be the #1 contender for the GTW World Heavyweight Champion. And for this qualifying match, we're going to see who's going to enter, as going to be Faarooq versus Mike Bailey right here, right now, on BRAWL. And we see Faarooq and Mike Bailey in the ring, but what's this? It's John Bradshaw Layfield coming out. We're about to get this match underway as JBL has made his way out to the ring, staring at Faarooq. It was 1 week ago where Faarooq came out here and punched John Bradshaw Layfield in the face in the middle of his qualifying match. Long term, it has gotten JBL's opponent disqualified and put him into the gauntlet match. But the two have been on bad terms ever since. Last week on BRAWL, it was Faarooq who expressed why he came out here and attacked JBL. And we have JBL now joining us at the announcer's desk. John Bradshaw Layfield, I'd like to welcome you to the announcer's table as we get this match underway between Faarooq and Mike Bailey. It's a pleasure to be here at Infinite Fantasy. I just want to say, my intentions on being out here is strictly to observe my old tag team partner Faarooq. So last week, it was about over a week ago, you had a qualifying match against the Sandman on Dystopia, where Faarooq came out and attacked you. He's been missing out of action for 20 years now, 2 decades, ever since you and him as the Acolytes or the APA have broken up in another promotion. And Faarooq has made his return. And JBL, I gotta say, what do you gotta say about all this? Well, it was a big surprise to me that Faarooq came out of retirement simply for little old me. And though I don't like how he came out and laid one on me and punched me right in the face, but I gotta say, long term it did pay off. It did get Sandman disqualified, and as a result, I will now be able to compete in the Survivor Games match. Never excuse me, I have a little unfinished business to take care of. JBL, what are you doing? JBL just left the announcer's desk. A clothesline from hell by John Bradshaw Layfield, and now it seems the favor has been returned as JBL has just attacked Faarooq, causing Mike Bailey to be disqualified here. Mike Bailey being told by the referee to leave the ring, as now JBL is attacking Faarooq. JBL was just talking about how he found it a little annoying that Faarooq decided to target him, but the disqualification has put him in the Survivor Games match. And I guess, in a way, JBL, in a twisted way, has just returned the favor, getting Mike Bailey disqualified. Now, technically, puts Faarooq as a qualifying competitor in the Survivor Games Gauntlet match. But now, it seems to be a little more. JBL is completely going on the offensive, attacking Faarooq. It's been 20 years since we've seen these two together, and now here they are going at it. These two used to be best friends. These two used to be brothers, and here they are having an all-out fight here in the ring. And as for going on the offense here, fighting back against JBL, there's a lot of bad blood between these two. After Faarooq had mentioned last week on BRAWL, he was fired from the other promotion, and instead of walking on with him, JBL decided to stick around for his own career interest, and the two have had bad blood ever since. And now things have finally come to a head between these two, as John Bradshaw Layfield and Faarooq are having a fight in the middle of this ring right now. And as Faarooq going for the shot to the ribs. And here comes a pile driver by Faarooq onto John Bradshaw Layfield. JBL, for a second, rolling out of the ring, but it looks like he's coming back for more. I couldn't imagine how much pent-up aggression these two men have for each other. Like I said, they used to be brothers, they used to be best friends, now bitter enemies. And the interesting thing is now, because JBL had just gotten Mike Baylor disqualified. Faarooq and JBL are both qualifying participants for the Survivor Games Gauntlet. But it seems they want to have a little one-on-one action right now. The referee in his ring, no more as a security measure. This is not an official match, folks. This is a straight-up brawl happening here in the middle of the arena. And now they're taking a fight outside the ring as Faarooq goes for a spine buster onto John Bradshaw Layfield. And you can see the anger behind Faarooq right now as he's completely decimating JBL. JBL getting a kick on the Faarooq. And he throws Faarooq right into the barricade outside the ring. And there's a DDT by JBL. Faarooq getting those shots into the elbows. And what's JBL doing is coming in for a powerbomb right onto Faarooq, nearly knocking the breath out of him. And it seems JBL in the ring. It looks like he's thinking of something. Almost like he's waiting for Faarooq. And here's Faarooq coming back in to meet him. And Bradshaw with a clothesline from hell onto Faarooq. And why is he dragging away for the corner? What does he have planned here? Oh, there he is, stomping on him. And it looks like it's applying a sleeper hold. No, a crossface on the Faarooq. JBL mercilessly putting a crossface on the JBL. This is not a match. A tap out will not save him here. And now he's lining him up. An open hand chop by JBL onto Faarooq. And Faarooq is knocked out. We have security coming out now, breaking up Bradshaw and Faarooq as they go into this all-out assault against each other. However, these two will be meeting in the ring now at Survivor Games, as both Faarooq and JBL have both qualified for the Survivor Games Gauntlet. Not only is it personal, but now these two will have a chance to fight one another for a chance to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Champion. I can't wait to see how this plays out. Can I help you? I'm not here to fight. I just want to talk to Damien. Damien is not here right now. You see, his time is too important for the likes of you. I'm not playing games, Troy. He is my responsibility. Now let me speak with him. Responsible? Like you were when Archangel once again beat him to an inch of his life in the ring while you watched from his corner. He does not wish to speak with you, Steven. Hercules will now be responsible for Damien from this point forward. Besides, you have your own problems tonight when you face Archangel for tonight's main event. Damien does not know what he is doing. This is nothing more than Stockholm Syndrome, and I'm going to get through to him. As far as Archangel goes, tell him tonight he has been chosen.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky.
Coming from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky. one of the more well-liked members of Damage Control, making her way to the ring, being accompanied by Asuka as she's about to go one-on-one with Jennifer Love. Io Sky, a big fan favorite here in the world of pro wrestling. And you can see the energy in the arena as she gets ready for tonight's single competition.
And her opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, Jennifer Love.
Here comes Jennifer Love, making her way to the ring for this one-on-one match. This Sunday, it will be Jennifer Love versus Asuka in a good old-fashioned grudge match. After Asuka has cost Jennifer Love her qualifying match last week on BRAWL against Dakota Kai. These two have been odds ends. However, never miss an opportunity to have her opponent soften up. She has had Io Sky challenge Jennifer Love here tonight. And here comes the bell. Jennifer Love going for those kicks on the Io Sky. You can see the major size difference between these two. There's Jennifer Love going for that Irish whip into the corner. That raw power clotheslining right into Io Sky. He now go clobbering down onto her. And there's Jennifer Love stomping away. He now makes her way to the top rope. Frog splash, and it connects onto Io. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, but Io Sky kicks out. Jennifer Love now going for a flying moonsault onto Io. She goes in with a jaw buster right into Io. And now she goes, an Irish whip. Io Sky reverses. And there's Asuka pulling the leg of Jennifer Love. And I think the referee just caught that. Asuka coming in with a huge distraction, grabbing Jennifer Love's leg. Now giving Io Sky the advantage in this match. There's Io Sky with a missile dropkick bouncing off the top rope there. All thanks to courtesy of Asuka. And there's Io Sky following up with a European uppercut onto Jennifer as she makes her way to the top turnbuckle. And here comes a flying moonsault flawlessly landing on Jennifer Love. 1, 2, but Jennifer Love gets the shoulder up on 2. Leave it up to Asuka to never miss an opportunity to help Damage Control gain the advantage in any match. If you ask me, I think the referee should bar her from ringside after such a dirty display. Here goes Jennifer Love once again regaining the advantage despite that distraction caused by Asuka. Thankfully, Jennifer Love has the size and strength advantage to make a comeback in this singles competition. Here she comes off the top row with a cross body splash onto the back of Io Sky. Here comes the pin. 1. However, Io kicks out on 1. Jennifer Love now being distracted by Asuka once more as she talks trash to her outside the ring. If Jennifer Love is not careful, this is going to give Io Sky enough time to recover. Jennifer Love catching Io just in the nick of time despite Asuka's second distraction here. And here it's Jennifer Love with a super kick onto Io. Once again, go for the cover. 1, 2, However, Io Sky kicks out. And there's Io reversing with a Hurricanrana as the two women fight outside the ring. Jennifer Love kicking her off. There she comes with a strike combo, followed by a dropkick onto Io. Io throwing those elbows to break away from Jennifer Love. We are 2 seconds away from a countout. And Io Sky gets it in the ring just in time to avoid countout and wins the match. Io Sky winning by countout. However, Jennifer Love would have won the match much earlier if not for the interference of Asuka. Damage Control getting the victory in tonight's battle. But when it comes to this Sunday at Survivor Games at our pay-per-view event, who will win the war? Will it be Asuka or Jennifer Love? Tune in this Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Central at InfiniteFantasy/Twitch.tv to see our pay-per-view event. We're not done yet, folks. We still have a #1 contender match for the women's tag team titles coming up as Kaden Carter and Katana Chance take on Truth and Consequences. The winner will face the tag team champions Havoc this Saturday on Dystopia. And we also have Victoria Wong in the back, about to have a one-on-one interview with Matt Hardy regarding the tag team titles tables match this Sunday on Survivor Games. But that'll be coming after a quick break. We're in the backstage area as Catalysm is now assaulting Chosen. On Dystopia, Chosen managed to defeat the Hardcore Champion Catalysm in a one-on-one champion versus champion match, and it seems now Catalysm now ambushing Chosen in the backstage area to get a little payback after his humiliating defeat last week. And where it was in the ring, Chosen was able to outmaneuver Catalysm, but it seems out here on the balcony in the backstage area, he has nowhere to run and hide as Catalysm completely starts decimating Chosen here. And there's a gutbuster by Catalysm as he continues to torture the Intercontinental Champion backstage. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Catalysm, what are you planning to do here? What are you doing with Chosen? Don't you do it. There he is with a Samoan drop. And now he just bounces his head right off the steel railing. And he is slamming his head now into the doorway. And another gutbuster by Catalysm, as he's systematically now taking apart Chosen, trying to make him pay for what he's done. Oh, what's he doing here? And he does a powerbomb right through the railing. It looks like he's not done with him yet. And I don't believe it. He just threw him off the balcony and a front splash off the balcony. That's gotta be 40 feet, no, 50 feet in the air. He just completely just threw him off a 50-foot balcony. And now we have security and EMTs rushing into the back as we speak, as they're breaking Catalysm off of Chosen. EMTs rushing to Chosen's aid right now. I don't believe this, folks. The events that just happened here is just like, oh my god. This is completely heinous what just happened here. Catalysm wanted revenge on Chosen after being humiliated by him in the ring on Dystopia last week, and it looks like he had just succeeded. We got EMTs now getting Chosen on a stretcher. We'll be back hopefully later with an update on the Chosen. Victoria Wong here. This Sunday on Survivor Games, the Hardy Boys will be facing off against Team 3D for the tag team titles in a 30-minute Iron Man tables match. Matt, speaking on behalf of you and your brother Jeff, do you have any comments going into this Sunday? We and the Dudleys go way back. 25 years ago, we defeated them for the first time in a tables match, winning the tag team titles. A match that would spawn one of the greatest rivalries in tag team history. We have done it all, including the infamous TLC match. Survivor Games is not just about the tag team gold. It is about solidifying which one of us is the greatest tag team of all time. This Sunday, in what will be a grueling 30 minutes, we'll finally have the answer to that question. Devon, Bubba Ray, I hope you're ready, because we are going to bring the tables. Welcome back, everyone. We just got an update from what happened between Catalysm and Chosen is now being rushed to the nearest hospital after suffering an injury in the hands of that backstage assault. However, what the extent of that injury is, we do not know. We should have some more updates later on. However, speaking of the present, we now have a first contender tag team match. The winners will be facing Havoc this Saturday on Dystopia for the women's tag team titles, as we have Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Truth and Consequences coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, tag team action right here on BRAWL. We're starting things off as we have Katana Chance in the ring with Tiffany Lane. She now makes the tag to Kaden Carter in this tag team division, in his women's tag team division match. The winner will be going on to Dystopia for a chance to compete for the women's tag team titles against Havoc, the team of Madison Payne and Adrian Nevermore. And I know Truth and Consequences would love to have a chance to get in the ring against those two, but first they have to get through Katana Chance and Kaden Carter here tonight. And there's Tiffany Lane brutally slamming Kaden Carter into the ring. Tiffany Lane now locking up with Kaden, her sister Dorothy Lane. Make sure the Consequences now double teaming on Kaden Carter here. There's Kaden Carter with those open chops onto Dorothy. And a jaw buster by Kaden as she gets the advantage in this tag team match. And there's a drop kick by Kaden Carter as she makes her way to Katana Chance, tagging in her partner. Dorothy Lane comes in, wheelbarrow DDT. Katana Chance looking for the reversal and fights her way out of the maneuver. Now Irish whips Dorothy Lane into the corner. She tags in her partner, Kaden Carter. And the two girls going for a double team maneuver onto Dorothy Lane. There's Kaden Carter going for a crossbody splash. However, misses. Dorothy rolling her into a pin. One. However, Kaden Carter manages to kick out. There's Dorothy Lane going for that armbar submission hold. Kaden Carter rolls her way out. And now, with the leg scissors, she's able to spin her way out. Here comes a shot to the ribs by Kaden Carter. And a takedown. Dorothy Lane desperately trying to crawl to her sister Tiffany for that tag. Kaden Carter intercepting though. And there's a tarantula by Kaden Carter. A submission hold on the Dorothy Lane. Dorothy Lane reverses, sweeping the leg. And here goes Dorothy with the Irish whip on the Kaden. An amazing takedown suplex. There's Dorothy and Kaden Carter both getting the tag. Tiffany Lane and Carter Chance, both the legal women in this tag team match. Thanks to a distraction by Kaden Carter, Katana Chance able to get the tarantula submission move right on to Tiffany Lane. Tiffany Lane with the same reversal that Dorothy used earlier. And here comes Tiffany Lane with a choke takedown onto Katana Chance. An amazing display of athleticism by Tiffany Lane as she goes for the pin. One, but Kaden Carter breaks up the count. Tiffany Lane once again continuing the assault that she's taking on both members of this tag team of Kaden Carter and Katana Chance single-handedly. Now playing mind games with these two women. Katana Chance with a kick though, having enough of Tiffany Lane's mind games here. Dorothy Lane looking for the tag, and now she's in. And there's Katana Chance with a drop kick onto Dorothy Lane. She goes for the pin. Tiffany Lane knocked out outside the ring. The winner of this tag team match will be going on to face Madison Page and Adrian Enmore of Team Havoc for the women's tag team titles this Saturday. And Dorothy Lane with a suplex onto Katana Chance. Dorothy making her way to her sister, Tiffany. Tiffany Lane, the other half of the Lane sisters, Truth and Consequences, going on the offensive on Katana Chance in this tag team match. She now makes her way to the top turnbuckle, looking for a high-risk maneuver. She's now waiting for Katana Chance to get to her feet. And she goes for a missile dropkick, but nobody home. Katana Chance stepping out of the way, causing Tiffany Lane to miss the high-risk maneuver. And now Katana Chance and Kaden Carter with a double team maneuver. Such teamwork by this tag team here. Here comes Kaden Carter looking for that joint manipulation on Tiffany Lane. Tiffany Lane rolling her way out. And here comes Kaden Carter. Now on an arm, twisting the arm, going off the ropes. Arm drag by Kaden Carter. She makes the tag to her partner, Katana Chance. Katana now with an Irish whip on the Tiffany Lane. Tiffany with the receipt, getting the elbow in. There she goes, slamming Katana Chance's head into that top turnbuckle. Tiffany going off the ropes with a twirling DDT, a wheelbarrow DDT if you will. 1, 2, but Katana Chance kicks out. Here comes Tiffany Lane with that, just wrenching the head on Katana Chance. Slowly picking her apart. Now tagging in her sister, Dorothy Lane. Dorothy has Katana Chance against the ropes. Wrenching the arm over the top rope there, using it as leverage. And follows up with a fisherman suplex. However, Katana Chance reverses into a pin. 1, 2. Dorothy Lane reverses, counters. 1, 2. Another counter by Katana Chance. And Dorothy Lane kicks out. An amazing display of chain wrestling between these two women as they counter each other's pin again and again. Katana Chance leaping across the ring to tag in her partner, Kaden Carter. But Dorothy immediately getting on that offensive, making her way to Tiffany, tagging in her sister. Tiffany Lane now in the ring against Kaden Carter. Kaden Carter with a dropkick on the Tiffany Lane. She goes for the pin. One, but no, Tiffany Lane kicks out. Here's Kaden Carter wrenching the head on Tiffany. She continues to work on her, and she drags her away from the ropes in the middle of the ring. Tiffany slowly trying to get up to her feet. And there's Kaden Carter with a kick in the midsection as she sets her up for a powerbomb. Tiffany fighting back. And it goes a wheelbarrow by Tiffany into an arm drag. She now has Kaden against the ropes. And you see that arrogant play by Tiffany Lane as she just continually goes to torture her, continually taunts her with those moves there. There's an Irish whip. Kaden Carter with an elbow right into the face of Tiffany Lane. She rolls her over. And a kick right into the face of Tiffany Lane. Kaden Carter getting the tag in to Katana Chance. Katana Chance going for a kick, but she misses. Tiffany Lane with an Irish whip into the ropes. She tags in. Dorothy Lane. Katana Chance now bringing it to her. There goes a Hurricanrana. She's going again for those kicks. And she sweeps Dorothy off her feet, only to be attacked from behind by Tiffany, cutting off the momentum that Katana Chance had. She's now trying to regain her momentum, going off the top rope. Shooting star press. She goes for the pin, only for it to be broken up by Tiffany Lane. Katana Chance now tags in Dorothy. Oh, sorry. Kaden Carter. She tags in Kaden Carter, who's now in the ring with Dorothy Lane. She now puts Dorothy Lane into a fireman's carry. Dorothy throwing those elbows into the side temple, trying to get out of the maneuver. She succeeds. Irish whips. Dorothy slamming Kaden into that turnbuckle. And there she is, just crunching the knee joints of Kaden Carter. Dorothy Lane continues to dissect her opponent in this tag team match. Once again, this is a first contender match. The winners will be facing Havoc this Saturday on Dystopia for the women's tag team titles. And here comes a crossface by Dorothy Lane. Katana Chance getting the ring to break up the submission, and she knocks out the referee. Katana Chance just knocked out the referee. The referee is down. However, this might work against their advantage as there's no one to hold back. The Lane sisters, Dorothy Lane, going for that figure four leg lock. She knows that the tap out won't win the match with the referee knocked out like that, but it's not stopping her from completely torturing her opponent. There goes Dorothy, getting to the top rope. High-risk maneuver. The referee finally stirring the consciousness. Dorothy lands the leg drop just in time. 1, 2, 3, and Truth and Consequences will be facing Havoc this Saturday for the women's tag team titles.
Dorothy Lane and Tiffany Lane. Truth and Consequences.
An amazing win. Truth and Consequences They'll be going on to Dystopia this Saturday. Tag team titles on the line. Truth and Consequences versus Havoc this Saturday on Dystopia. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv. We still have our main event coming up, folks, as we got Steven Dynamite going 101 with Archangel here tonight. But first, a quick break. Elliot, I want catalysm. I do not care when or what, but I want my rematch. Ben, I get you're upset, but try to think this through first. The last time he nearly ended your career. Chosen defeated him on Dystopia. That should have ended it right there. Now Chosen is in the emergency room. Give me the match, damn it! And since when did you start caring about Chosen? Are you going to book the match, or do I need to take care of this outside the ring? Fine. You want Catalysm? Yes, I want Catalysm. You got him. Benjamin Bourne versus Catalysm for the hardcore title in a no DQ match this Sunday at Survivor Games. Win or lose, this is the last time. Welcome back, folks. It is time for tonight's main event, as we have Steven Dynamite versus Archangel in one-on-one action. However, I've been told that after this matchup, we're going to have a very special announcement regarding Survivor Games. So when this singles match is over, don't go away. However, regarding tonight's main event, it was last week on Dystopia where Archangel had revealed to Steven Dynamite it was he who attacked Amanda Price before her women's championship match on Fright Night, deliberately causing her a concussion to guarantee that she would not walk away women's champion, as the old god's way of dealing with Amanda Price, just as Hercules said they would. Now, it's Steven Dynamite looking to get in the ring one-on-one with Archangel before their big War Elimination match on Survivor Games right here on BRAWL.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the Old Gods from Boise, Idaho, weighing in at 266 pounds, Archangel!
We have some comments from our live chat section, as we got Dark 89 going, let's get ready to rumble, and another one from JPros5 going, yo! I'm glad you guys could all join us here. I also see we have Dancing Red Sox in the chat here tonight, watching tonight's live stream. I'd like to welcome you all to BRAWL. We got our main event going on right now, as Archangel is about to go one-on-one with the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite. Steven Dynamite looking to get a little retribution after he found out the truth of what happened to Amanda Price a month ago on Fright Night.
And his opponent from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 214 pounds, the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite!
And here we are, the former Grand Tour champion, Steven Dynamite, making his way to the ring in a sold-out arena here in New England. One of the biggest crowd favorites here in Grand Tour Wrestling. Steven Dynamite has long been the underdog, trapped in the undercard and mid-card roster up until getting the opportunity to face Hercules 1 year ago doing the impossible, winning the Grand Tour Championship. Now, he is renowned as one of the best wrestlers in Grand Tour Wrestling, one of the biggest main event stars here on the roster. Steven Dynamite took it upon himself to try and train Damian Elliott for his match against Archangel last week on Dystopia. However, it was not enough, and Archangel was able to get the victory on young Damian. As a result, Damian finally had enough and turned his back on everyone who had been looking out for him. The Witch, Steven Dynamite, his own father Charles Elliott, and has swore his allegiance to Hercules of the old gods. And now, once again, the weight of GTW rests on the shoulders of the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite, as we get this main event underway. Here's Archangel going on the offensive on Steven Dynamite. He's attempting to throw Archangel. Archangel using that raw power. Recently, Archangel receiving special training from Hercules himself, improving every day in the ring. But will it be enough to take on the Chosen One himself? The two now grappling up. With Steven Dynamite going for the armbar onto Archangel. And you see Archangel having a lot of trouble getting out of the hole as Steven Dynamite applies more pressure. You can see on Dynamite's face that this match is personal. He's not looking to win. He's looking to teach Archangel a lesson. He wants retribution for what happened to Amanda Price back at Fright Night. And now he goes putting Archangel into a headlock. And there's Rebecca Troy in the corner taking off the turnbuckle, exposing the turnbuckle there. I don't know what she's thinking. Well, of course I do. She's looking to give Archangel any advantage she can get him. Steven Dynamite preferred Rebecca Troy earlier backstage as he went to look for Damian Elliott. And it was Rebecca Troy who threw it into Steven Dynamite's face how he failed Damian to begin with. And how he better look out for Archangel here tonight. There's Archangel putting Steven Dynamite against the ropes here. The referee trying to break it up. And there's Archangel with a cheap shot onto Steven Dynamite. He's picking him up. And there's a big knee right to the face to the Chosen One. Steven Dynamite rolling to his feet. The two men grappling up once more as Archangel takes him down. And there he is, just pounding away at Dynamite. See, Archangel is in rare form tonight. Hercules been getting on to him that he better start pulling his weight if he wishes to continue to be a valuable member of the old gods. And with Damian Elliott now swearing his allegiance. And there's Rebecca Troy throwing a Singapore cane in the ring. She's taking off the turnbuckle paddings, throwing foreign objects in the ring, and now the referee being distracted as he tries to get the turnbuckle back on. And there's Archangel with an illegal hit onto Steven Dynamite. Oh, he's going for the pin. How Rebecca Troy's plan has just backfired as the referee was too distracted to go for the count. Here comes Archangel with Irish whip on Steven Dynamite and a spear. There comes the pin. 1, 2. Steven Dynamite gets the shoulder up. With Archangel with a big boot onto the Chosen One. Lately, Archangel has been the bane in Steven Dynamite's existence. It was him who has interfered in his match against Hercules at Rising Sun and has cost him the Grand Tour title. Archangel, who just a week ago has interfered in a ladder match against Dio Sebastian, causing him the World Heavyweight title against Hercules. And now, Archangel looking to put Steven Dynamite away before they can even get to the Raw Elimination match at the main event of Survivor Games here tonight. And here's Archangel applying a crossface on the Steven Dynamite. Let's go. Saying, I'm not done playing with my toy here. I'm not done torturing this poor man. And Dynamite getting behind him. Goes for an Irish whip. Dynamite coming back with a Hurricanrana on to Archangel. And Steven Dynamite getting a takedown onto Archangel. And the two men now fighting outside the ring. And Steven Dynamite throwing those heavy hands onto Archangel outside the ring. An amazing display of athleticism by the Chosen One here as they fight in front of our announcer's desk. And there's Archangel being thrown right into the barricade. The referee went halfway through the ring out. These two men are not careful. They're in danger of being counted out here. And both of them making their way in the ring just in the nick of time, avoiding the countout. Archangel going for the pin here. 1, 2. But Steven Dynamite at the very last second gets the shoulder up. There's Archangel with a moonsault onto Steven Dynamite. He gets the second rope. He's looking to finish this off as he waits for the Chosen One to get to his feet. And there's a double knee takedown by Archangel onto Dynamite. He comes off the ropes. And a big boot to the face. He now goes for the Irish whip and a Superman punch, taking out Steven Dynamite. I can see Steven Dynamite not fighting at his fullest here, but still kicking out nonetheless despite this onslaught by Archangel. He goes again for another spear. Will this be enough to put the Chosen One away? 1, 2, 3. Archangel gets the win. Rebecca Troy now throwing Archangel a chair. Archangel threatening the referee, and it looks like these two are about to attack. And what's this? Amanda Price! Amanda Price has returned. Archangel is about to finish Steven Dynamite off with a steel chair, but Amanda Price has just shown up and just saved Steven Dynamite. New England, it's good to be back. I would like to announce that after several scans and tests, I am officially cleared for in-ring action. I would like to announce that with that said, I have a few things I'd like to get off my chest. First of all, I would like to address this amazing competitor in the women's division, the Russian assassin, Brenda Bison. I was watching BRAWL while recovering in a hospital bed, and I heard your words. I am sorry what should have been an incredible match ended the way it did. I would love nothing more than to face you one-on-one again to see which one of us is truly women's champion. But that will no longer be possible. No, our great one-on-one match for the women's title is no longer possible because of Hercules. Hercules, whose ego ends up hurting everyone in his path. Hercules, who gave Archangel the order to attack me at Fright Night before my big title match. Hercules, who ordered Archangel to ensure I would receive a head injury, making sure I would not finish my match with Brenda Bison. Hercules, who took things too far when he broke Brenda Bison in half with his God Spear, causing her to be stripped away from the Women's Championship. I do not like her on a personal level, but I respect Brenda, and if she were to lose the belt, it should be in the ring against a competitor superior to her, not because of a 345-pound man fracturing her ribs. Hercules, who kidnapped and brainwashed a young man into idolizing him using abuse and manipulation. The old gods are an evil cancer in GTW, and all four of them must answer for their crimes. That is why, at Survivor Games, I, Amanda Price, will be joining the team of Steven Dynamite, Theo Sebastian, and The Witch this Sunday on pay-per-view. I want Hercules, Archangel, Amber Charlotte, and Rebecca Troy to listen very, very closely. Because at Survivor Games, we are going to war. And there you have it, folks. The teams are all set with the return of Amanda Price. Our main event for Survivor Games is set. The War Elimination match. The Old Gods, Hercules, Archangel, Amber Charlotte, and Rebecca Troy will be facing Steven Dynamite, Dio Sebastian, The Witch, and now the return of Amanda Price. That will be this Sunday on Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv, live streaming 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central at our pay-per-view event. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in and joining tonight. I'll see you this Saturday for Dystopia, which will also be live streaming on Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv, 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central, where we'll be having the women's tag team titles on the line, Havoc versus Truth and Consequences. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell to find out when the next episode of GTW comes on. This is Infinite Fantasy signing out. May your fantasies be infinite.